through a couple of these things which will help you in Weebly. One thing that a lot of people asked about yesterday was auto saving, or how to save. Your page will auto save. As long as you're connected to the internet, everything saves automatically in Weebly. Let me go through. Here's the list I need to go through. Looks kind of long. You might be thinking, oh no, Mr. Laban's going to talk for 30 minutes. This will take me 5 to 10 minutes if you guys pay attention and we can get through this. So here's a couple of good things about Weebly. Images. You guys see these areas on here. When I hover over them, they have X's and things like that. Don't be afraid to play around with these things. This over here lets you copy and move this box. This right here, this little dotted rectangle area, lets you move things around. That's a handle. This X right here lets you delete that entire box area. Okay? This is actually a real website, so I'm playing with this. I'm going to try not to screw it up. This is my parents' website. They rent this cabin up north across the street from their house. So my mom would advertise this website on some places. So if people want to rent from them, they can go to the website, see the pricing, and not have to call her and ask her a million questions. Here's another thing you guys need to understand with images. I'm going to delete this one. So now this area, this body area, doesn't have an image. This is kind of considered a header area. So if you want to put images in your site, you have to drag an image widget or tool in there. And you cannot just copy image addresses. Okay, Google's a great place for images. I'm going to just type in the word cabin, go to images, and I want to show you a few things about images in Google. If you're going to be using background images, and you want really large images that aren't going to be pixelated, you can go to Tools in Google and go to Size, and you can tell Google that you want a large image. You can tell Google that you want a really large image. You can tell Google exactly what size image you're looking for. So that's really cool. I'm going to take this cabin right here, and if you want to use an image, you can't copy it. You can't copy the image address. You can't copy the image. You have to save the image to your computer. Okay, so you might want to, on your computer sometime this hour, you might want to make some folders that say website. And then inside of that, you might want to make some folders. You might want to make a folder called images. You might want to make a folder called, wait, I want to make sure I'm not making it inside of that folder. You might want to make a folder called gallery images. You do have to have a gallery on your page. So I'm going to save this image in my images folder, but take a look up here. This is a crazy name for an image. I'm not going to know what that is, so make sure you rename your images. Okay, I'm going to call this cabin 1 because maybe I'm going to get more than one cabin picture. Okay, so now I have cabin 1. So whenever you want to use images, you've got to save them. Okay, and then I'm going back to Weebly and I can just upload the image. I'm going to find my website folder and the image I just saved, open it, and there it is. You can grab a handle if you want it to be smaller. The cool thing about Weebly is they have some built-in tools. You can edit the image. They have filters. They have cropping. They can put text over the image. You can mess with the image. That's really nice feature. They didn't used to have that. Another thing, I got to look at my list to make sure I'm not missing something. Okay, you guys can use your own images. If you have images on your phone or a computer, get them onto your computer and you can use your own images if you're making a website about your own stuff. What else? Links. Okay, this is very important to understand links. If I want this image to link to one of my pages, if you click on it, there's a link area. If you want it to link to one of your pages, that's a standard page. And there's all of my pages. If I want it to link to a website, then I'm going to click on website URL. If you want it to link to a website, don't type in the website address. You're probably going to screw it up. If you want to link to Google, which you don't want to, but let's say you did, you just copy the address from Google's website and then paste it in there so you don't have to type in HTTPS and all that backslash stuff. Okay, and now that's a link. So now, if you guys should be testing your site. So when you guys are in processing, you were constantly hitting run and testing your code. You should be doing that in here. If you do something and you want to see what it looks like, if you have picked a domain name, hit publish. Nobody's going to see your site. Don't worry about it. And you can hit, after you hit publish, click that link. It'll open it in a new tab, and you can test to see if it's working. So I just made this a link. I click on it, it sends me to Google. I know it's working. All right. So don't be afraid to publish as many times as you want to test things. This is a really cool thing, and you do have to do this for points. In the theme area, theme is right here. This is where your code is. You're not going to mess with this yet. I'll show you how to mess with this later. But here's the CSS code for my website, my parents' website. Look at all that. Isn't that crazy? Somebody hard-coded that in there. People who work for Weebly hard-coded all that in there for their templates. Okay, and they have a lot of other pages. That's the main style. That's the main coding area. I'll teach you guys how to mess with that later. But what you do need to mess with, this is the awesome thing I was talking about. If, let's say here's my title. You guys have text titles like this. If you want to change your site title on every page, the style, you can do that from the theme area. It'll change it on every page all at once, the color, everything. There's a ton of fonts in Weebly, even some cool weird ones. So you can change the size, and it changes it on every page. Okay, I don't want that. I'm going to put it back the way I had it. You can do the same thing for this kind of stuff. This is called a... You see when I'm hovering over here, it tells me where I'm at over here. That's considered a paragraph title. That's like your H1 tag. There's my text. If I want to change all my text on every page, I can do that. I can change the style from here. The size, the color, and that's what CSS does. That's why CSS is so awesome, is I don't have to go into every page and change every single page. I can just change it in the style area, which is in the themes area. You can do that for pretty much anything. That's the nice thing is you have links. Let's say I want this text to link to something. There's my link tool. Let's say I want to link to one of my own pages. It changes color so people know it's a link. You have control over those link colors right here. You could have a link color be red, and when people hover over it, you could have it be purple. So hover, purple, red, normal. Okay, you get to control all of that stuff. I'm going to hit reset so I don't screw up this website. And I'm going to remove this link. You can highlight the words, hit remove, and their link's removed. Okay, let me see what else we should talk about. Oh, this is a really cool thing too. When I make a website, I do pick a template just like you guys do. And I go into my pages and I delete every single page except the first two. So I'm not going to do that here because it's my mom's site. But I'm going to hide it. So I'm going to hide this page, and I'm going to hide this page. So take a look. I only have 2 pages technically up here. What I do then is I get the home page how I want it to look. So I'm happy with that. And then I get one page, a sub page, to get how I want it to look. When I get the sub page perfect, then I copy the page. And now I have 2 pages that say Log Cabin. And look, I have 2 buttons that say Log Cabin. But you can change the name of that to whatever you want. And you can change everything on that page. And that way your website will look uniform. When you go to a web page and you click on other pages, when you go to a website and you click on other pages, everything should look uniform. It shouldn't look like you're on a different website for every page. Okay, that way people know they're on your page, they haven't left it. That way you can make your website uniform, and that's how an easy way to make a website uniform is you get one page perfect and you copy it and change it. Okay, you can delete pages. Right there, you delete a page. You can hide pages. I'm going to unhide these. And let me show you one other thing that's really cool about Weebly. It makes it really easy. You can make drop-down menus easily. If I want all these pages to be under Log Cabin, you can drag them underneath Log Cabin and move them over like they're indented. So now they disappear from here, but you just created a drop-down menu. So you can do that. That's really helpful. I do that for a lot of things. If you have a lot of pages on your website and I'm not being patient. If you have a lot of pages on your website, that's a great thing to do. So for the Rockford football page, everything for 2018 I can throw under here. That way I don't have a million buttons trying to go across the screen here, and Weebly will automatically make a drop-down menu if you have too many buttons. But if you make your own drop-down menus, then it doesn't say more. It'll say more if you don't make your own. So that's a really good thing to do. Let me see what else is important. Oh, one of the requirements on your page is you have to have a button. I'm not talking about these buttons. These happen automatically when you create a page. You have to have this kind of a button on your page. So it's in your build area. There's buttons over here, and you drag them in, and you get to control what it says, and you get some styles you get to pick from. Okay? Now let's say you don't like any of these styles. I have that happen a lot when I make a web page. I'm like, I don't like the button style at all, but I want to use a button that stands out. So I will show you where in the code you can change this, and that would be one of your requirements, to change the code to get your website to do something different. So you can change the button styles in the actual coding area. But we're not going to worry about that today. That'll be a different day. But that's your button, and you can link it. So you can link your button to anything in the world, your page or any other web page in the entire world. Okay? So, and you can delete these just like anything else. So on this website, if I go to this button, I gotta fix that picture. If people click on it, it takes them to a request info page where people can email my parents through a form. We'll talk about those form pages later. I'm going to put this image back to the way it was. I'm almost done. Actually I'll do that when I'm not showing you guys stuff. Okay, here's the other thing. You have to have a gallery. This is the last thing I'm showing you. You have to have a gallery on one of your pages. So here's a gallery for my parents. This gallery would give you 0 points. Okay? The reason that you would not get points for this gallery is because when you click on these images, they really don't enlarge very much. They're still really tiny. Okay? You have to make a gallery where if you click on the images, they actually do enlarge quite a bit, like this one. Okay, so you would click on that gallery, and that image enlarges quite a bit, and it's like Facebook. You can go through with your arrow keys, you can hit escape to jump out of it. So you have to have a gallery that the images enlarge. And let me show you how easy it is. You just drag this. I'm going to quickly change this before I forget. I think I saved it to the desktop. Yep. Okay, you have a gallery tool right here. All you do is drag the gallery in here. And you just have to have a bunch of images saved on your computer that you're going to use. And you get to upload all of those images. Let me just find a bunch right now real quick. I can show you how it works. Okay, let's go to... Let's say I had a bunch of images I want to upload. You can hold down your shift key, hit one of them, and hit the last one, and it takes them all. Okay, and then it'll upload all of those images to your gallery. It automatically creates thumbnails, and it automatically will make them increase or enlarge when you click on them. And here's another cool thing about your gallery is you have pretty good control of your gallery. Is you can make the thumbnails smaller. You can mess with the spacing, captions. There's more things in here, borders. You can add more images after the fact, and you can delete the gallery if you don't want it. Like I don't want that there. Okay. The only other thing I want to talk to you guys before you start working is points. This website project is going to be 70 to 100 points. So if you waste your time in here and don't use your time wisely, one kid did that last year. He had an A-, screwed around too much on the computer and wasn't using his time wisely with the website project. Totally got hardly any points on it. He went from an A- to a C+. Because remember in here, your classwork is worth way more points than tests or quizzes. Because we do mostly classwork in here. So use your time wisely. bug each other if you have questions, but if there's something I didn't cover and you're having, call me over. I had so many good questions last hour that people wanted to do, and just bug me if you have questions about things that we haven't discussed yet.